Good morning, student. Today we are going to see the second part in the world between the world wars. In this we studied about what are the things happens between the two world war, First World War and Second World War. Today we are going to discuss the Nazism. It was the new policy started in the Germany. Germany also involved in the First World War. They are fighting against the Allied power. The Allied power, they got victory. So in the end of the war, Germany was imposed on war indemnity. War indemnity means they have to pay large amount of money to the Allied power. So they were in the economical depression. In 1929, all over the European countries, there was a economic depression. Germany also affected during the time in 1929 the economic depression. So the people of Germany, they wanted a great leader to bring the country out of this crisis. So that juncture, Adolf Hitler, he was a great leader. He arises in Germany. He born in 1889 in Austria. In 1919, he started the National Socialist Party. Before that, in the First World War, he joined in the German army and he fought for the Germany. After the First World War, in the year of 1919, he started the National Socialist Party. Later on, it was named as a Nazist Party. This Nazist party, they wear the brown shirts. So they are called as the followers of Nazist, they called as a brown shirts. And they called his leader, that is the Adolf Hitler, he was called by his followers as a Führer. Führer means the leader. Adolf Hitler, he has a secret police that is called Gestapo. In the year of 1923, he was against the country and he started a agitation conquest against the country, but he was failed that time and he was arrested and put into the prison. For 5 years he was in the imprisonment. When he was in the prison, he wrote a book named as Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf means my struggle. Later on, this book became the Bible of Nazis. In the year of 1933, Nazist party became the largest party in the German parliament and Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. And Hindenburg, he was the president at that time. But in the year of 1934, it is a great year for Adolf Hitler because Hindenburg, he died in the year 1934. After the death of the president, Hitler, he declared himself as a chancellor as well as the president of Germany. After that, he declared one people, one state, and one leader. Hitler's aggressive policy. After this, in the year of 1933, Hitler, he left the League of Nations. League of Nations means it is a peace organization. But he wanted to aggress the countries. So he left the League of Nations in the year 1933. And 1936, he captured Rhineland. In the year of 1937, he made one alliance, that is Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis. He joined with the Italy and Japan as an alliance. In the year of 1938, he annexed Austria. In the year of 1939, he annexed Czechoslovakia. In the year of 1939, he declared war on Poland. This was the spark on the outbreaking of the Second World War. In the year of 1939, the Second World War started and it ends in the year 1945. In the Hitler's aggressive policy is the major cause for the outbreak of the Second World War. In the year of 1945, Hitler was surrounded by the Allied forces and he committed suicide in his bunker. Bunker means that is a place, it is a bulletproof underground place. In that he was committed suicide. After the death of the Hitler, the Second World War also ends. The Nazism also completed. It also finished. Anti-colonialism in Asia and Africa. French, Indo-China. Nearly 1 lakh Indo-Chinese people, Indian people as well as Chinese people, they fought in the First World War along with the French, in the side of the French. But in the year of 1929, the Chinese people, they wanted to get independence from the French. So they started the organization named as Viet Minh. So in the year of 1929, they planned to assassinate the French governor. But this was failed. They are not able to kill the French governor. So the French people, the French government got angry against the Chinese people, and nearly more than 1,000 people, they were killed by the French. That is called as a White Terror. After the White Terror in the year of 1940, France was defeated in the Second World War by Germany. At the time, again they started the organization to get the independence for Vietnam. So this time they got the victory. They got independence from France. It is called as a Viet Minh. India. India also under the control of the European countries. They also, in the year of 1929, the great economic depression, it affects India also. India was under the British at the time. So the British government, they exploited the economy of India. So the Indian people got angry against the British. They wanted to get rid of from the British rule. So what they did, in the year of 1930, in India, the nationalist movement was started. It was a mass civil disobedient movement. In the year of 1935, the Government of India Act, it was introduced in India. They are trying to give independence to the Indians. At the end of the Second World War, in the year of 1945, the Second World War ends. After that, slowly in 1947, India got independence from the British rule. Anti-colonial movement in Africa. Africa was colonized by the European countries. Mainly the South Africa was colonized by the British. Here they used the policy of racist policy towards the black people. The native black people are suffered a lot in many spheres like social, political and economical spheres. Apartheid in South Africa. It was a policy followed by the white people in South Africa towards the black people. ANC means African National Congress. It was founded in the year 1912 and they are fighting against the racism. This racism movement was banned by the British government, and Nelson Mandela, the leader of this ANC, he was arrested and imprisoned. He was at the back of the bars for 27 years. At that time, the Africans are not given the right to vote. But in the year 1990, he was released from the prison. The Africans, they are allowed to vote. They have the writing vote at the time. So in the year of 1919, there was an election conducted in Africa. In that, Nelson Mandela, he was elected as a president of Africa. He was the first black president of South Africa. Thank you, children. We'll finish this second lesson in history.